me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul?
Trying to find my soul.
Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier.
Street soldier.
Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say.
This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and Free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement.
Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
Good evening. This is Lady Estelle and the Street Soldier crew, and we are back for another Sunday evening with you. Your host this evening is delighted that we are still here. We are still alive and free. Your host, Dr. Joseph E. Marshall Jr.
Thank you, Lady E. Good evening, Street Soldiers. One more time, alive and free, Street Soldiers Radio. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you are, and we know you are in a lot of places because we do our research. And we know we have Street Soldiers literally all over the world. Got a great show for you tonight. Hope you enjoyed the weekend off. I did. I'm here 48 times a year. I did a weekend off. Yeah. Man, I'm very excited about tonight's show. I had a lot of calls about it, a lot of advanced publicity about tonight's show. Got a special person in the studio tonight to talk about his new book, and we will do that. One thing to do first. We got to say hello to everyone.
Oh, hello.
What's up, Fillmore Mike?
Hey.
Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Did you do anything special last week?
Last week was before. Not too much. Have fun, family.
Blew them fireworks up.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'm not gonna tell you how far he went to get them fireworks.
Wow. Don't tell nobody.
Okay. I will not tell.
The Pops. Shout out, rest in peace to Pops. John Witherspoon.
Oh. Okay.
Don't tell nobody.
What's that, Annie B? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm going to give a little shout out to the people in South San Francisco. If you are from there, then you might have heard the news. So we're going to say rest in peace to Johnny Midnight, because he was one of those, I don't know, just kind of local legends in the area. And it's funny. And whether he performed at one of your events or was trimming your hedges, he was just kind of this fun guy who passed away, lived a long, good life, and just wanted to send our condolences to his family.
All right. Thank you, Ann. Generally, we got to know the soul is here. So let me say hello to him before we jump into things. What's up?
What's up, family? You know I can't miss Dr. Daniels now. You know I'm going to be here for that.
Love you.
What's up, brother?
What's up,
Mr. Still, Lady E, Annie B, and I see we got a guest in the studio on the Zoom tonight.
Hello, yes. Hi, friends. My name is Hallie Antoine. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm part of the Port Chicago Alliance team. It's so nice to meet you all.
Well, let's get into why you're here, dear. You got to understand you have some events coming up. Jump in, tell everybody about it. We got a few minutes, so thank you for being here. Yep.
No, and thank you for speaking up for our sailors who have their voices have been silenced for decades, and the time is now. So my name is Hallie Antoine, and I'm proud to be a part of the Port Chicago Alliance. And the deadliest homefront disaster of World War II happened right here in the Bay Area. Yet, despite changing American history, most Americans have never heard of it, and we exist to change that. The Port Chicago Alliance honors their heroism and their civil rights activism, their legacy, preserving their history, public education, community remembrance. So here's what happened, and this is why it's so prevalent today, and their families are still here grappling with the grief. On July 17, 1944, two ships exploded at the Port Chicago Naval Magazine, killing 320 men. Most were young African American sailors, and many were teenagers, just teens. Just weeks later, the surviving sailors were ordered to go back to the same dangerous conditions to load dangerous explosive. 50 of them said no, not because they refused to serve their country, but because they believed no one else should have died the way their friends had. They knew that refusing those orders could cost them everything, yet they stood up anyway. Their courage became one of the most defining civil rights stories in World War II history, paving the way for integration. And this isn't simply history. Their families are still here. For many descendants, this story isn't something they read in a textbook. It's something they carry every day. The most amazing part is that Port Chicago 50, the ones that protested, they did not negotiate with fear. They knew the risk by protesting to not go back to the same conditions that perished their brothers, but destroyed families. This didn't happen yesterday. Yesterday, we had at the Oakland Museum of California, Congressman Latifah Simon come to our screening for the Morgan Freeman film Mutiny. She's a descendant of those survivors, where her grandpappy was rightfully so. He was angry knowing his brothers were killed because the Navy refused to train them or even give them a manual to handle these explosives. Their families are still here processing what happened. And we had a fantastic, incredible actor, David Ramsey. I don't know if you guys know Dexter, Arrow. He's also in the movie Mutiny. And he was hugging everyone and showing how it's so important to utilize your voice, whatever speaks to your soul, whether it's being on this radio show, whether it's music, but speaking out loud for what's hitting you, what is going on within your soul has to be spoken up. And we're speaking up for those sailors, which their lives were taken. And it was like watching Black Panther yesterday. We had Cynthia Adams in the audience. She was clapping, saying, you go, guys, to the sailors protesting in the theater. And, they were standing up for bravery because they stood up for not only for their fallen sailors, but for us right here in this room. So we asked you to look into our sailor stories today, and we have an amazing, free, meaningful weekend, and we got you covered. It's free, okay? So this Friday night, we'll be watching the sunset overlooking the bay with live jazz, a beautiful evening of remembrance drinks. And then Saturday morning, we'll honor the 320 sailors that sacrifice and just the protests and just really go down and really ask ourselves, what are we going to leave behind when we leave this earth? Then Saturday evening, we're treating ourselves to the movie Glory at the Veranda Lux Cinema, the Oscar-winning film in the movie with the handsome Denzel Washington. We got Morgan Freeman.
That's the young Denzel, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
He's a hottie. And, and we're just bringing those stories back to this big screen. And then Sunday, lastly, pack your curiosity because we're taking you to a World War II ship, Victory ship built by not only women, by African-American Rosie the Riveters, right? So you get to step on the actual ship built by our people, experience live music, food, films, vintage cars. And if you're free, today you have the choice to no longer negotiate with fear. You're joining us because you're not only giving a voice to the boys and men who died in 1944, but you're being a part of the movement because we live in the heartbeat of America, the Bay Area. Courage was born here that crumbled systems of oppression. So life is too short not to ask the most important question of what legacy do you want to live now? Not tomorrow, now, because just like the sailors, tomorrow isn't promised. So it would be an honor for all of you lovely faces. I just met you, but it would just be amazing if you guys can join us for Port Chicago weekend. You have the power to save our sailor stories, and you can visit us at portchicagoweekend.org and RSVP for free while we still have space. And yes, it's just a pleasure being here with you all, and let's save our sailor stories and make life happen today. I'm from LA, but my heart's in the Bay.
Is it Holly? I want to say your name right. Halle. How do you say it?
Hallie Antoine, like bootleg Halle Berry. That's how you remember.
Okay. I didn't see the I. I just saw the two L's, so I just want to make sure I got it right. Over the years, what happened in Port Chicago has popped in and out, and I lived in Pittsburgh, I lived in Concord, so I would, over the years know about it, actually go by there. And I know Soul, he knows about it too. So I don't have too much longer, but it's nice to see that it's getting this full treatment. This was a long time coming, and it's really great to see all these activities happening around, and it's so ironic because we just had July 4th. I'm gonna leave that alone.
The fight continues and it's never over.
I got the Frederick Douglass version. What to the black man is for. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. Okay, but still, the historical thing here, the recognition, that's great. That's really, really great. And
Doc, let me just say, we grew up in Concord. I've gone by that naval weapons station for years and never knew anything about this. And there's so much Bay Area history, and with this, like she said, there's so much that happened in the Bay Area. We forget a lot of it, and I think a lot of people don't know about the Port Chicago 50. And like you said, Doc, I think it was only 3 years ago that they finally were exonerated. Is that right? Was it?
Yeah, it was around that time. It was not only long ago that they were finally exonerated, and it's the fact that when they protested, they said, "We're going to shoot you by firing squad if you protest." That was the risk. They risked their lives for us today. Who knew, who would have known what America we would live in today if it weren't for their bravery, because they loved us so much that they risked their lives and said, no, we're not standing for this.
And if I'm not mistaken, that protest ended up playing a part in leading to the desegregation of the Navy, right?
Of the Navy, yes.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was like a pre-civil rights era protest, but kind of laid the foundation for some of that. But really, I only learned about it a couple years ago. So still, it'd be great to come out there next weekend and see more. And I'm so glad y'all are doing this.
And I am just learning about it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, how about that? How about that? But I'm learning about so much. And I think it's wonderful that part of history, that if I haven't heard about it, what? Is my hair gray? And I still didn't know? It's time.
Fabulous.
It is time to be known. It's time. So I think it's wonderful. And
glad to hear Congresswoman Simon was out there.
Oh, yeah. We had a whole party. It was like
of our people standing up for ourselves in a time where, how dare you?
Every time something like this happens, and Lady Malcolm, we teach and we go through the whole Black History thing with the kids. And what's my favorite line? You don't know what you don't know. And you find this stuff. What? I didn't know, and it actually makes you angry. But that's the design, really. You don't know. It doesn't matter if you know, right? And what's Lady? What's Bull Connor's famous line? I'm gonna throw that in here. And what did he say? I don't mind and you don't matter. That's
right. I don't mind and you don't matter.
And so much of our we in our history doesn't matter. And if we don't take it upon ourselves, especially now when they're trying to not even roll back, pretend stuff didn't happen, and some of the stuff ain't been discovered yet. And now they put this stuff didn't happen. It's really wonderful. So tell us one more time where the events are, and give Ann a website and all that kind of good stuff to go to.
Yeah, of course. You can RSVP for free at portchicagoweekend.org. It's for free. It's going to be in the Bay Area, Richmond. It's all there. You can RSVP there. Free music, jazz, and just having fun with friends and just asking yourself the deeper question of what are you no longer negotiating with fear? It's time, within our own history to take ownership, to pass it on to the younger generation. But today, to make it a better lives, for yourself, doctor, this is important for self-expression, to owning, we have to save our sailor stories. So it's beautiful that we're all coming together, especially everyone came out yesterday. So it was a ball and a half. It was amazing.
And what's the website people could go to get more info? I think I heard you say that. Right?
Yes, portchicagoweekend.org.
portchicagoweekend.org.
All the information is there. The Sunset Salute is in San Francisco. Doc, maybe you can make it. That's on Friday. And on Saturday, the Port Chicago commemoration is in Concord. The screening of Glory is Saturday. That's in Concord. And then the Red Oak Victory Ship, That's out in Richmond, California. One of the original World War II ships there, and that's always cool to go on that ship. It's actually really cool.
And built by Black women too. We gotta put that in there, you know?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, we'll get the word out and let's have a great celebration.
Yeah, save our sailor stories, and fear is the opposite of love. So thank you all.
Thanks for joining us, and I'll come up and try to find you over the weekend. Okay, next weekend.
That's great. Have a lovely night, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Port Chicago 50.
Don't know what you don't know.
And there's so much that people didn't want us to know. See, that's
and don't want us to know. So look, let's just okay. I'm trying to be in a different mood tonight, because I got the rest of the year for that, right? Vote, people. Okay, calm down, Dr. Marshall. No, I'm never calm.
You gonna be cool, Doc. You got the answer right next to you.
Got the answer.
Well, you sent some news, but I don't know how much you want to get. I'll just say this: the NAACP has launched a historic $20 million campaign to mobilize Black voters for the midterms. Excuse me, interim. I say for midterms. So I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to say vote. We're going to be talking.
That's the biggest voter campaign the NAACP's ever done. The most money, I think. So they're going for it, and we need it.
That's good.
If you don't know anything about the fatal shooting of the Houston man by ICE, jump in there quick. Let's just say they putting out a narrative that isn't true, but then that's what they do, right?
That's what they do.
That's you got to keep all this stuff, on your forefront as we move forward. And let's just do one more. Those of you who are, if you got any jazz fans here, and especially from the Bay Area, R&B and jazz great piano player Rodney Franklin. Berkeley died at the age of 67. Okay. All right. Let's get into our guests. Let's get into this. And I just say welcome to the show, Dr. Reginold Daniels.
Yes, sir.
Here he is next to me. He is here he just wrote a book called Prevail.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it says, a memoir, don't let nothing or no one hold you back. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, who put that?
Nice.
That's good. It's special. So it's this book special. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. There's a lot of things in here that we're gonna talk about, but I'm gonna give you a number, 800-765-3437. Nope, that's the wrong number.
Yeah, that's the wrong number.
You know what I'm doing the old 800 soldier number. That's what happens when you go away a week, all right?
Things is always changing.
877-955-1061, 877-955-1061. Because one of the themes in the book is, I could have called this getting out and staying out, right? Getting out and staying out. Mm-hmm. If you have been incarcerated, and gotten out and stayed out, you give us a call. We're going to give you a copy of this book, because one of the stories in this book is him getting out and staying out, and he's going to tell you. You may have. Are you saying, Mike?
We got a call.
We got a call already?
Yeah. You want to introduce him?
Oh, all right. All right. Come on, you calling it? All right. Go ahead. You're on Street Soldiers. What you got? Hello.
Oh, hello?
Yeah,
you're live on air. You're on Street Soldiers.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh no, I thought I was just coming to listen. I was trying to find y'all online. Oh no, I do not want.
What you want to say now? You're here.
I tell you. Okay, the show.
Mr. Daniels,
you know. Well,
right.
you can say what you want to say.
Say it. I know who you are. It's good to hear you.
I just thought that this was how I tuned in to listen, and I dialed the number. And so, how do I listen and not be online?
We're gonna tell you right now.
YouTube radio.
Okay.
iHeartRadio app and YouTube.
You can, yep, exactly. So the iHeartRadio app, you can watch us right now live on the studio when you head on over to YouTube live at Stay Alive and Free.
Or you can just listen to the radio. Right?
So if you listen to the radio, it's 106.1. Yep. It's streaming on all the.
I'm in Stockton, and I don't get one of
iHeartRadio or YouTube Live, man.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right. And then you can call back later. All right. Listen. Oh, another one already. Lord, go ahead. You're on Street Soldiers. Yes.
Hi, I'm calling to congratulate Dr. Daniels.
Hey.
Well, go ahead.
I'm proud of him. I'm his cousin. I love him so much. I am so proud of the progress he's made and the thing that he's done. And the book, I am ecstatic about it. And I love him so much.
That's right.
Thank you, Miss Daniels. That's our oldest cousin on the Daniels side.
Look, man, this is the first time I ever had a show where people started calling in.
Before you even did it.
What about you, right?
That's crazy.
That is
We
good.
love you, Shell.
That says something about you.
Right.
So, Lord, let's get into this.
Doc, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
One time I went to see Miles Davis perform and at the Concord Pavilion. He just walked out on stage. He didn't even play anything. Everyone just stood up and gave him a standing ovation.
Because he's Miles
That's
Davis.
Miles.
He didn't do nothing. He was just there, So hey, this says a lot about who you have in the studio right now.
Yes.
So, Dr. Daniels, look, he asked me to write the forward for the book, Mike.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't, but I started.
Okay.
So let me just read you.
Give us
If you don't like it, tell me right now.
Give us
you write the rest of it.
Okay.
Now,
I'm going to keep it real too, Doc. Okay, go ahead.
What a special honor to be asked by Dr. Reggie Daniels to write the foreword to this book. I have known Dr. Daniels, or Reggie as I call him, for almost 40 years. Right. During that time, I have seen his ups and downs, the highs and lows, and the peaks and valleys of his life. In Prevail, he chronicles all of that with blunt honesty and clarity. He does it so well that you feel you're on the journey with him. Ooh, this is actually pretty good. You better hope it.
Like that.
He doesn't ask for your sympathy, but he does ask for your open-mindedness as he reveals the details of his life. Like so many young men from the inner city, Reggie got ensnared by his traps. Traps that don't look like traps, but instead masquerade as survival skills.
Right.
Am I doing all right so
You
far?
on point.
In the logic of the streets, this way of thinking and doing makes complete and necessary sense. After all, doesn't everybody want to survive? The problem is that these survival skills aren't really what they are promoted to be. They're actually death and incarceration skills. Am I doing all right?
You're doing it right.
The ways of the street cannot deliver on the promises and guarantees it made to you. Sadly, many never figure it out. Instead, they try it over and over, trying to do better, but end up with the same result. Is that right, Spitfire?
That's the nail on the head, brother. Come on.
And the book is it conjured up Malcolm X. It just conjured up, and I mean this, some brothers never figure it out, but you not only figured it out, but you put it all on paper.
Right.
You put it all on paper. Why did, you tell us, why did you write the book?
No, I had to, Doc, because just growing up in the hood, seeing what was going on with my generation, witnessing and living what my father and my uncles went through, and then seeing this younger generation go through it, I said, man, they need a story of success. People need to see a light, a way out, because of the numbers, it seems as if you're powerless.
Yeah.
It seems as if there's no way out. And if you don't ever see someone make it out and get on the other side and raise their hand and say, hey, I'm over here, you can be here too, it doesn't seem real. And so that's what Prevail was about. It was, how they say, how we say, the more you know, the more you owe.
Yes, sir.
I had to give back, brother. It wasn't just about me. It's about my community. And you get to that place of consciousness when you come out of individualism, when you come out of capitalism and all the isms, you start thinking collectively about the community. And the community is in an alarming state. And so Prevail was my message to those who are trying to find their way out.
How long did it take you to write it?
Man, God. If I tell you, you ain't gonna believe me, but it was 15 years in the making, man. I started writing in a prison cell, little notes, footnotes. And there were all these jumbled notes, that I had over time. And I finally said, it's time now. Let's put it together.
But that means, and this book is so honest. It's like, Anne's read it. I read it.
Thank you.
It's so honest.
Because of the honesty.
And a lot of times people want to do sort of a cursory telling of the event. You went all the way. How difficult was that for you? And I'm going to have you read some of it. And then it's just, and look, and I told Mike, look, I got the book. The book is all in yellow. I mean, I got some of the yellow stuff in here, right? How difficult for you was to say, go in there and look, I'm going to put it all out there?
No, I had a lot of practice, Doc, because I decided to get clean. I didn't go through programs, but I actually went through and talked to my higher self. Okay, I'm not talking about religion, but I'm talking about spirituality, knowing who you are inside the higher self. Before you know anything about anything outside of you or any books, do you have a voice that speaks to you and that you can speak to and that you can trust? And I had a talk with that self, and I said, man, it's time for change, and RD is killing us. We got RD and we got Reggie and then we got Dr. Daniels.
Yes.
And Reggie and Dr. Daniels had to have a talk with RD because he was sucking up all the air. So, we had a talk with him and we found another place for RD to exist. But, that was the message, man. That was the driver was, you say alive and free.
Mm-hmm.
This book is also about refinding my village. I had a village when I was younger, but elders started to pass away. The village was missing essential parts. And so Omega and Alive and Free became part of my village. Okay, part of my training. And so I wanted to, and we were already taught and indoctrinated that when you get gifts from the community, it makes you safe. You owe what you know. And so that's what Prevail is about.
877-955-1061. If you've gotten out and stayed out, call. We're going to reward you. Because a lot of people can't do that.
Ooh, it's hard.
They get out and they go back and they gotta go back and they never figure it out. But also I want you to tell us how you did it. We're hearing the story of how every time I say Dr. Daniels, like, damn, Dr. Okay. How you did it. He's going to tell you how he did it. And he gave them numbers back a long time ago. And apparently you have also 877-955-1061. Male, female, doesn't matter what your story is. Tell us your secret as you listen to Dr. Daniels talk about his. We could also call this from the jailhouse to the schoolhouse.
Yes, you could.
Jailhouse to the schoolhouse. And then you just went. But let's do this.
Okay.
We're going to do an early reading. Whenever I go to these book signings, the author, gives a reading of a passage in his book. So you got one you want to
I got one. Yeah, I got one. Yeah, okay. So, Doc, you're going to like this. You're going to like this one because it uses the word consciousness. And this chapter 13 says that compliance is not consciousness. Okay, so one of the most important truths I learned is that compliance and consciousness are not the same thing. A man can follow rules and still be asleep. He can say the right thing, sit in the right room, move the system without ever telling himself the truth. I knew how to comply long before I knew how to awaken. I knew how to read expectations. I knew how to behave in ways that kept me out of immediate trouble. But behaving and becoming are not the same thing. A man can become so good at adjusting to systems that He mistakes adjustments for transformation. I had to learn the difference the hard way, and it happened in a treatment room. A facilitator said something that stuck with me, and actually, it helped me heal. It challenged me in a place where I still wanted control. The response came up fast. I got angry, not irritated, not mildly defensive, angry in the deep way, the old way, the kind of anger that rises from history before it rises from the present moment. That is the thing about buried anger. People imagine it disappears. When a man starts doing better, it does not. It does not. It waits. It hides in the body. It learns better manners. It was moved to tears. Ain't that me, Doc? It was moved to tears. And yeah, that was it. That was it early in the club.
Couldn't stop crying.
Right. Couldn't stop crying. Couldn't stop crying. Feeling grateful. I felt exposed. It told me something I did not want to admit. I had not changed yet. I had not improved. I had improved. I had learned. I had progressed, but the anger was still there. And if I did not face it, it would take me back.
Yeah, you know, the book is full of, oh, we got to call. Okay, that's so profound. I got to come back to that. All right. Okay. You're on Street Soldiers with Dr. Reginold Daniels. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from, and what do you want to say?
I am calling from rural Georgia, and I know that after I get rolling, you guys will know who it is, so just wait until I'm done. But thank you for giving me the permission to share my story, because I don't often, most people who know me do not know that I spent any time in jail. And I live a life entirely different from the life I lived when I lived in the Bay Area. I too came through Omega. It definitely was a lifesaver. I did not graduate from high school, did not get a high school diploma. I lost my mother very early, and I just went straight to college. I went to City College. I did 2 years at City College with no high school diploma. They didn't ask no questions. I enrolled in a class, and the next semester they sent me my registration for the next semester. So I kept registering, and I kept going until I graduated, and I left there, and I went to TSU. And I came back from there, and I got my postgraduate degree at John F. Kennedy. But prior to all of that, I spent a couple of nights at 850. I spent a couple of nights in Santa Clara. I was all over the place. I had turned into a full-time fraud check writer, and it was really a sad, dark time. I lost my mother at a very tender age, and I made some decisions at the time that did not serve me. But one of the things I heard you guys say earlier is getting out and staying out. Yeah. And I remember the last time I went, the officers were so impressed. They couldn't believe I was in there, and they were like, "Well, you don't look like the run of the mill. What are you doing here?" And the girls, they cussed me out. They called me every name under the sun because I didn't fit. I wasn't on drugs and alcohol. My vocabulary was a little bit different. I had a different vernacular. And so I just was out of place. I was completely out of place. But I was in the same dark place because I was doing the same, so I was doing the same stuff. But I did get out. I remember I did 45 days, and I thought it was the end of my life. And I had somebody in my family actually call Dr. Marshall. Was like, she needs some help. And Marshall was like, yeah, that's like, call the doctor. And Marshall said to them, we gave her the help we was gonna give her. We put her through school. Like, she should have known better. And I was so broke up. But I knew I couldn't go to jail again because there was gonna be no help. Like, I had got what I was gonna get. I was already college educated by the time that had happened. So anyway, back to Daniels. I've known you since my days in Potrero Hill. I lived on Dakota Street. I lived all over Hunters Point because I'm a native. I'm born and raised. My name is Latina, if you have not caught on yet. And I promised I would call. It's late here. It's already 11:30. I'm in rural Georgia. And I said I was going to sit up all night and I was going to catch this show. And I'm just really, really happy for you, Reggie. I assume I have to call you doctor now. I'm happy for you, Dr. Daniels. And I definitely have shared with you.
Still got me,
Witness to the story. Not only have I lived some elements of the same story, but I definitely have bared witness to the story. I remember when Marshall plucked you out of the wilderness.
You remember that? I came fighting.
Yes. Let me just say this. We got some more people that want to jump in and talk. I love you. You know that.
Love you.
Beyond words.
I'm alive.
What's I saying? Some get it right away, some get it sooner or later, and some never get it. Although Lady Estelle always says she don't like the last part. She says you're gonna get it one day.
Get it, yeah.
And it's interesting. You said I had the college and then, but this way of thinking, this as a way to survival skills. It's masqueraded as a way to survive. Can get you at any age, right? It can get you despite the education,
right?
But you figured it out, and I guess, and that's one thing. Some people get used to jail.
Yeah.
People are like, hell no, I ain't never coming back here.
No. 25 days.
That's all it took.
And I'm really proud of you. Do you have a copy of Dr. Daniels' book?
I actually do. I do have a copy. When it came out, he was like, cop that from Amazon. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep
going.
But
I can definitely get and I'll be there on the 25th. So
all right.
Yeah. Congratulations on your transformation.
Love you. And you are alive and free. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
That's the kind of inspiration that it's funny. For her to figure it out, I was like, I don't like jail.
Right.
I don't like jail.
Right.
And there are other people who get what's the word you get?
Comfortable, complacent. You get
that's the whole
institutionalized
jail.
Yeah.
But let's go. Where did you grow up?
Mm-hmm.
There are neighborhoods that when people hear they will be familiar with. Where did this take place? And just a little snapshot of very young, because you go from Reggie to RD.
Right. That's correct.
RD became the street name.
Right.
Right. And
So Doc, we got a little bit of all the city. So we were born in Mount Zion in Fillmore. However,
I know Mount Zion,
my parents' first apartment was on Reardon Road, but we actually moved to Sunnydale. We moved to Sunnydale where we stayed at 1902 in the Sunnydale housing projects. And my father was raised in Double Rock, so I would go to my grandfather's house in Double Rock and ride my granddaddy's old 10-speed when he wasn't riding it. And then I'd go to Potrero Hill where I would spend most of my life, and my grandparents would create a village for me that was safe. And that's where my childhood started to take a turn for the betterment.
And I remember one time I went into YA and I talked to the brothers there. And I use this whole medical model, like, you're a computer and the worst thing computer get is a virus. But I didn't know if that was going to resonate with them. So I asked them basically, because they wasn't born in YA.
Right.
So I asked them, when was your turning point?
Right.
Somebody asked you the same thing. When was the turning point?
That's a really good question. Doc, for me,
there's been a series of turning points.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
They call them, in the rooms, they call them moments of clarity. So there were many moments of clarity that I say led to a transformational experience.
No, I'm talking about the turning point to get caught up.
Oh, that point. That didn't take but a minute. Violence is quick, man. Violence is quick. So, there's a whole chapter in there about Candy and, young love, man, like the first time using drugs, the first time falling in love. It's a very tender time for young people. And we need to try, man. We need the rites of passage. We need the elders because love is a very strong, it's almost like a drug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first time smoking pot. And so my first love was my turnout point because it led to a fight that led to a shooting that almost caused my death.
That was hard to read.
That
was tough to read.
Yeah.
Because it started out that way. You loved her. She loved
Right.
you, the little kid.
Right.
And it did. It damn near got you killed.
Man, seriously. And it's really sad to see that our community has that kind of deep-seated hatred for other men that look like us. I was young. I didn't have a weapon. I didn't know nothing about guns. However, these older men had the callousness in them to ferociously, three men with loaded weapons, to unleash firearms on a young man and a young lady, 17 years old. She may have been 16, and fired until their guns were empty. So that's ruthless, man. They had no respect for life. And so for me, it was traumatic, but it was also my turning point. But I kind of went crazy after that. That's enough to drive you crazy, man, to see that kind of cruelty from someone who looks like you, right? And there was no saving grace, man. We went to the hospital and the police said, man, you probably got what you deserved. They didn't believe that I was, they didn't believe that I was innocent. I had, come out of rear end fresh, no record. And the officers didn't believe that. And I get it. They fatigued. They're drama fatigue. So they see a lot of this stuff. So to them, I just looked like another typical person who was in a drug deal that went bad. And so for me, that was I couldn't trust the institution. I couldn't trust love. I didn't have my parents. My grandparents were they were too far in age away from me to be my village. So I didn't have any good information. My village was my peers, and my peers told me to act violently.
I know
They started giving me survival skills.
And we got a way of doing it.
Right.
We got to, like, you gonna let that? Oh,
Yeah,
you're gonna let that
get away with.
Yeah, you gonna let him do that?
Right.
No, I mean, we got a way of doing that, right? It's so quick and knee jerk, and it's like it's no thought in it really. Mm-hmm. It's like you gonna let that, and it's you go into what I like about it. But you go into the baby steps. You go and it was a little thing at a time, little thing that added to it, and as you got deeper, nobody was really pulling out you. I'll tell you the story that really got me. Yes. Because man, I think every brother resonates with this. Is when you were living in Sunnydale,
right?
And was it the Carter brothers?
Yeah, the Carter, yeah, the Carter boys, man. Everybody know about the Carters, man. They would know too.
In a neighborhood like that,
right?
They just mess with you cause they can,
right?
It's like I gotta have power over somebody,
right?
And with you, it wasn't the car; it was your bike, man.
Yeah, it was my bike. Yeah, it was my bike. Man.
That took your bike, man. First they sold it to you, but it was bogus, man.
It was bogus. It never was meant for me.
Dude, that so must have just crushed you as a young man.
Man, it was traumatic, because it was like, I was young and, there was no, you know how it is in the hood. You got those notorious gangster families.
Yes.
And they got stair steps. It's a brother for every, you know what I'm talking about, man?
They do. They do so much that if you just say a name, everybody like, you one of them?
Right.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
Yeah, right. And that's, yeah.
Right. And they tell you, go get your daddy. And you don't want to put your father in that because he might lose. It's too many of them. So I said, man, I'm just going to take this L right here. But in my heart, it never resolved, man. That was the beginning.
That was hard to read, man. Yeah. That was hard to read because it's so true. They just like you can't exist just to exist. Somebody got to come. This make me want to cuss on air.
Yeah.
Mess with you.
Right.
Right. And they just mess with you because you just out riding your bike.
Right.
That bike meant a lot to you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you say, it's hood disease. You riding around, you smiling, you cheesing from ear to ear. You think you're on top of the world. Who this Negro think he is?
That's right. But they didn't say Negro. But
right.
who you saying? And you can't have your joy. That's what it is.
Right.
You can't have your joy, man.
No.
I think every brother who grew up in the hood resonates with this. You just can't have it. And don't put a little extra on it, like be smart.
Right.
No, I mean literally really smart.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That with a decent vocabulary.
Yeah. Man, it's over. You went through that too, Doc?
I'm gonna Catholic school boy.
Right.
A Catholic school boy, right? No, man, I don't like
Hey,
Catholic
you're a
school boy.
reverse Oreo. You know what they say.
No. Who you think you are?
Right.
You know, so I figured I could talk him out of it. That just made him matter.
Right.
877-955. We got a call.
Okay.
Getting out the stand down. You are on with Dr. Reggie Daniels. Go right ahead. Who you are and where you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Oh,
Good evening.
What's up? What's up, man?
Doctor, you said that you found your higher self and that was not related to religion. I think you said it, right?
Absolutely.
Now that, could you explain more on that? And did you eventually end up with something religious?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I was raised for all sakes and purposes as a Christian, but again, compliance, you can learn the rituals of Christianity and never have a relationship, never really internalize and transform. But I found something inside of myself that is very difficult to describe, but it's a voice. It's a voice of consciousness that I had found in myself through trauma. Me and my mother and I went over a cliff, and a voice spoke to me in my mind and in my head and told me it was going to be all right. Well, that was in a traumatic situation, but now I needed to hear that from that voice in a situation that was a crisis that was destroying my life slowly and on a pattern that I seen my father go down, and I did not want to go down that same pattern.
Got that, Rich?
Would you think that was an angel or something?
People put all kind of names to it, and I think that those names are appropriate for. They say the God of your understanding is what they say in the room. So if it's under your understanding, that's fine. But for me, it was my more evolved self speaking to my unevolved self, saying, "There's another reality for you. There's another way." And it did operate like an angel, so it could well be called that.
Oh, you did that well. Oh, you did that well. Thank you. Yeah, man. You so with it, man.
Yeah.
You got that education thing down.
All right, Dr. Daniels, I heard that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and what I want to do, because I'm gonna have you back. I want to spend this time on the show with. There's two processes. There's getting it, what I call infected, and then there's coming out of it, right? And there's some, and because this is not going to be enough time to cover it all, but two households, right? That's a great chapter, right? Talking about being raised with your grandparents, with your parents, and they were very different.
Very different.
And so just talk about, because everybody's raised somewhere.
Right.
Like, what were the households? How different?
Yeah, so different is night and day, because my parents, for all sakes and purposes, was Bonnie and Clyde. They was hustlers.
Ooh.
And so they looked at the world, they looked at like the rest of my family that was working and stuff. They looked at them as like squares, them as squares. They do a 9 to 5, they L7, and so, my parents, they was about that life, they partied hard, and they was slick, man. My mother was a master forger, and so, that was one life, and then the other.
But they're just hearing that about your parents.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I got it honest.
You was born into it.
Born into it, man. I was born into it.
You got another call.
Okay, let's take
a call. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hi. Where you calling from? What's your name? And you're on with Dr. Reginold Daniels. Okay. Go right ahead. You going? They gone? Okay. All right. You got a few minutes to get in this hour. Call 877-955. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, I was saying 5 minutes. 877-955-1061.
1061. We're gonna get you. We should have got Rich a copy of the book. I don't know if we got it, but we'll get
I'll reach out. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get you a copy of the book.
Yeah.
We brought some tonight too, Doc. We
Yeah.
got some for me. Sign it.
Go back to
that household. Yeah,
it's the biological parents' household.
Right.
So I assume you needed some. How old were you? Young were you? And you found out, that they was Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I was probably about 9 years old when I was exposed to that part of the world.
Call again.
Caller.
Here we go.
Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tanya Byerly.
Tanya. Say your name again.
Good evening. This is Tanya Byerly,
Thank you. Where are you calling from?
Oakland, California.
Okay. All right. What you got to say? Is it a getting out and staying out story? Or we just want to congratulate Dr. Daniels.
Hey, Tanya.
I work with Dr. Daniels, and I just had a few comments about his book, and I wanted to thank him for some of the work that we're doing together.
All right. Go ahead, please.
Tanya with Rubicon.
Yes.
Tanya with Rubicon Program.
Okay.
What'd you think about the book, Tanya? We'd love to hear.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Tanya.
you can go ahead and talk, Tanya. Go ahead, girl.
No, she's listening to the radio.
Listen to the radio.
I just wanted to thank Dr. Daniels for reading from the book. And I want to encourage anyone who heard that, who knows how to get this book recorded, done, because I think it lands incredibly and
you're right.
differently.
Yeah.
It really helps
True.
to hear it like that.
It does.
I also want to thank. Hello?
Yeah,
No,
Mr.
we're here.
Here, Ma, keep talking. Please stop pausing. Just talk. Just go.
Okay, because I'm hearing
Turn off
echoes.
your radio.
So I just want to say that hearing the messages from the book read by the author, I think it lands differently. I think this book should be on recorded. That I've read it, and hearing him read it, I really think it hit your heart in a wonderful way. So I would love that to happen. I've had the honor of working with Dr. Reginold Daniels on different projects. So I want to thank him for all the work that I've been able to witness, and also the work he's done with Rubicon programs. We serve Alameda and Contra Costa County. We help people, East Bay residents, on their path to economic mobility. We are a radical social justice organization fighting. We are an anti-racism organization. We've been around 53 years, but he has done wonderful things with our men's group, and we just had a very successful men's group, and we have a reentry population within our organization, and we serve reentry individuals who I teach workshops to. And I just want to say that if you haven't had a chance to see Dr. Daniels speak at any of the events, I'm not sure if he's going to announce his next event. I don't know when the next one starts.
We're launching him into the world officially.
Right here. Here we
Okay,
go.
yes.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Tanya.
much, Tanya.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thank
you
you.
for your call. All right.
That's
now,
cool.
one more. Hi, you're on Street Soldiers with Dr. Reginold Daniels. What you got for us? Where you calling from? What's your name?
What's up, man? My name's Self Thugger, aka Javier Whitmire. I'm born and raised in San Francisco.
Yes, sir.
I've been home for about 12 years.
All right.
Started a nonprofit.
Yeah, come on.
Congrats.
So I got a little music career.
Right.
Got a full pantry, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeding 80 to 100 people every Saturday.
Wow.
Wow.
In the neighborhood, in the neighborhood I grew up in.
Wow.
What you say?
That's
Amazing.
man.
Keep going. Yeah.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm from San Francisco, man. You know, I went through the juvenile system. You know, I went to the county. I went to getting out, staying out. I mean, I know about the lady that started that program. So yeah, I'm a lifetime resident. Been through the streets, and I changed my life. I did a total 180, man.
Can you tell me in a minute how you figured it out? How did you figure it out? When did you say this ain't working and I gotta do something else? And what did it take for you?
I could say, man. So being in some of them circles in county jail, man, I really kind of took that stuff in. You know, seeing some of the guys coming from our situation, listening to their stories, you know, coming back to the jails.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be in that situation.
Yeah.
And you know, it just started from there. I got out. I went to college.
Oh.
You know, and then things just I just started challenging myself and doing different things, man.
Beautiful.
We proud of you, brother. We proud of you. We got it, but we're gonna send you a copy of Dr. Daniels' book, okay? And we're gonna have him back when we come back tune in again when he's back. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
In the hour, right?
Live at Stay Alive and Free.
Hour number two, Alive and Free Street Soldiers Radio. Fantastic first hour, wonderful calls. Gave away a few copies of the book. Our guest tonight is Dr. Doctor Reginald. You know, I just realized
Hit that.
that you have an O instead of an A, Reginold.
Yes,
that's
that's
unique.
yeah.
So like, make sure people get that. Okay?
Right.
You know, it's not a regular Reginald.
Right.
You're Reginald.
Right.
And how do you say it? Is it Paisley?
Paisley.
Paisley.
Mm-hmm.
Paisley Daniels, Dr. Reginald Daniels. I do that. Author of the book Prevail, a memoir. Don't let nothing or no one hold you back. And we have some guests this hour who want to join and comment on the book and his remarkable journey. Floyd Johnson, how are you, sir? So you can unmute and say hello. And let me just comment, brother. I ain't seen you in a minute, but like me, the gray has come in. Let me
everywhere. Absolutely. That's wisdom, Doc.
Good.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. Dr. Derrick Smith, how are you, sir?
All right, good to be here. Good to see you both. And good
Second
to see
time on
everyone.
the show. You were here before when we did a program on Black history. Thank you.
Sure, good to see everyone.
And Najua Daniels. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Marshall. Good evening, Dr. Daniels, Dr. Smith, Mr. Floyd. How is everyone doing?
Great, thank you.
I don't know if you heard the first hour. It was great. And we barely scratched the surface, which I told Reggie that we're gonna have to do more on the show. I already knew that because there's so much in here, and you're familiar with the book as I am. He laid basically his whole life in this book. He went back to coming out the womb all the way to today, right until the day he published the book. And actually, this is high praise. Doesn't have as many pages, but it's on a par with, as far as I'm concerned. The story is like, autobiography of Malcolm X. Malcolm X comes out and telling him what happened to him and his redemption and moving forward. So I see the same sort of continuing to move up there as Malcolm has done. But just to open it, each of you, you don't have to give us it all right now, but just give us your thoughts about Dr. Daniels, the book, how you know him, and then we'll keep it moving. So let's start with you, Floyd. What do you want to say about this man to my left?
Wow, how much time do I have?
Not a lot, right?
Not a lot. Okay. Well, I'm just blown away with Dr. Daniels and his journey. I met him like in, I guess, the late 90s, around 96, 97, at the county jail. And I had a short conversation with him. I walked in the dorm. I was a prisoner services counselor at the time. And I walked in the dorm and he was sitting at the table with about 6 or 7 other guys. He got up and came over to me and asked me, say, who are you and what do you do, right? So I explained my role at the jail and we had a really long conversation, right? And even from that conversation, I knew he was special, right? I knew he had nothing was going to stop him other than himself, right? And I asked him, do you like to read? He said, yeah. So I said, well, if I bring you some literature, would you read it? He said, yeah. The next day I came in and brought him, I think it was 2 books. One was Malcolm X on African American history.
Yes.
The brother read that book.
Is that the black one, the 88 page book?
Yeah, I think it is.
Power, yeah.
I think it is.
Give that to people. The book is too big. Well, you can get all in this little. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, quickly, I gave him that book. A few days later, he came back to me, and the way that he kind of fed back what he had read with his own twist and started asking me deeper questions, I said, this brother right here is sharp, right? And so we when I came in, about 5 other guys came up to us, and we started a cultural awareness workshop. It started with about 5 or 7 people, expanded to about 30, and of course, Dr. Daniel, he became the leader of that group.
Mhm.
Because of his charisma, his knowledge. I'm so proud of that brother. I just can't, I can't stand it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great opening. Thank you. Dr. Smith, how do you know this gentleman?
Well, I guess I'm on the other end of the bookend because I was Dr. Daniels' advisor at the University of San Francisco as he pursued his doctoral degree. And myself and my two colleagues are the final signatures on his dissertation in order to graduate. So you go from where Brother Floyd was just speaking all the way to near the end of, or not the end, but a very important transitional point in his journey. And when he came in, the thing that I appreciated the most was his candor and his humility, his transparency. The doctoral process is a very challenging one. A lot of folks do not complete their doctoral degree after they've enrolled into the process. And our university is old. Our School of Education is over 50 years. And we have a particular standard that we like to adhere to. And that can be really challenging for students, all of them. And, for Reggie, it was just as challenging as it would be for any other student, but he approached it with a great deal of humility and openness. And that's, I'll just say that's refreshing without calling out any other students. I'll just say, I'll just say it's a very refreshing
That's
thing.
education. That is very diplomatic, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And so in the Department of Leadership Studies, we look for certain characteristics that folks are capable of leading with a solid consciousness, and a fair conscience, and a certain sense of sincerity and care for other human beings. And as the current chair of that department, if a student demonstrates that they do not have leadership characteristics, it's unlikely that they're going to finish our program. And I think we all see today the consequences of not having solid character in leadership positions. It's very it was very exciting to see Reggie graduate and become Dr. Daniels. And the last thing I'll say in this part is that I'm an Oakland dude. I'm born and raised in Oakland, all Oakland public schools, and it's a special thing to see somebody from the Bay get their doctorate and still stay themselves, still stay grounded, still stay committed to the community, because that's what we're supposed to do, and particularly in the School of Education. So, another congratulations, even though he did it a while back, and I'm always inspired by Dr. Daniels as well.
So what I'm hearing, Dr. Smith, is that he wasn't cutting no corners for you. He wasn't. I know I'm black, you black, we brothers, but
work, brother.
He did very well.
Yeah. But he didn't go easy on me, and I thank you for that. I've come to really appreciate that, because it comes out in the long run, because he told me it's going to be some challenges when you get this title. You don't just get this title. There are things that are required and are going to be expected of you when you show up in these different rooms.
And he knew you could do it.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. We just had a young lady who came back from Texas Southern. I mean, from Southern her first year, and she ran into this black professor down there, and he just gave her the. I mean, it was like them black professors at black school. He gave her it's Ariana Banks, right? Ariana, and so she's just going to class every day, and like he said, I don't know what, I didn't never do nothing to him. He was like, oh, Miss Banks, huh? That's
Youngest one in the class, by the way.
Wow.
He rode her the whole semester, and he rode her for a reason. And she finally fit. And then, but as she took it, he gave her more.
Oh wow!
Right? He ended up with an A or something in the class. And that's the kind of thing we do for each other. We know that Mr. Stell does it all the time. And Mr. Mitra, I mean, you know, you can rise to who you are.
Right.
Rise to who you are. And we see that so many times in public schools, you know, that Smith, you know, number one, they figure you can't do it. So, you know, they look at your floor, not your ceiling. Right.
That's what you revealed in the book as well with Reardon, and just, you know, it's like,
Okay, let's get to Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that. All right, Najua, your story is like family.
Yes.
She cheesing.
I am Prevail. I am so excited. I know Dr. Daniels because that is my older brother, my only sibling. We are 12 years apart. So his story is my story. It begins before I was actually alive, but I definitely can resonate with every single chapter. It was emotional for me to read. It took me a long time because there was a lot of processing to do, but I want to tell you, congratulations. I can't tell you enough. I appreciate it because the thing about Dr. Daniels is that he makes a way for his community. And of course, with me being his sibling, you know that if he prevailed, then I'm prevailing as well. So thank you.
Did you it's it's hard to read about family. It really is. I don't care, you know. I mean, but they was doing is that so. Did you find out things you didn't know and anything that surprised you?
I did not. I did not understand the story fully about his growing up, his adolescent. I had many clips of, you know, stories that he would tell. And I was around 14 when our parents passed away. So a very short time of my life that I had with all of us together. But reading it brought a lot of understanding to who he is today and to who I am as well. It was eye-opening for me.
Yeah. I said this to him early. Trauma and pain runs through our families, right? Especially when we get caught up.
Yeah,
that's the universal phrase we use. So we get caught up, and you know, in trying to find our way out, we try to fix it by making more errors, right? And trying to fix the trauma, and it's almost like wandering around in the desert, except it's a very painful desert, trying to find your way out of that. It is. There's some parts in this book, and look, you know him longer than me. I met him as a grown man, and I'll tell you about that. The thing that I don't know. The thing that struck me, and Floyd, I'm sure with you and Dr. Smith with you, is even when I met him, and maybe you were what, 23, 24, 25, right?
Yeah.
I remember the kids in the club were 16, 17, 18, and you were 25. You had got out of Bruno, I think.
I just got out of Bruno.
Right. Well,
in the early 90s.
Yeah. It's how smart he is. That boy, in fact, now look, it's a good thing you on this side, because if we get you on the other side, he's too smart not to be on this side, right? Now, of course, infected thinking if it's smart, you really can't win long term,
right?
But he's such a brilliant man, and you know my phrase, lady, you know my phrase. One person can do a lot of damage, and one person can do a lot of good,
right?
And when you're smart on the other side, you end up doing a lot of damage, right? That eventually eats you up. And we've seen brothers like that. They're all over the place, you know. I mean, whether it be, you know, the ones we know, the Frank Lucases and the names and the Little D's and all that, you know, who out there doing it. And they're all brilliant. And that's why we use this phrase, you know, if you out there dealing, you out there doing that, you can run a company, because you really can.
Yeah.
Because you're that smart. And you know, his and so that just struck me as the first thing I thought. One of the things in the book, this I gotta say, and I was gonna hold more of this back from next week, but again, when he came to the club, man, and this is in the book, just to show how smart he was, he started a Black History class. So we met on Tuesdays, and I think you started your own class with the young people either on Thursday or Friday.
Fridays.
Fridays,
Gave up
right?
Friday.
Fridays, right? And so he got these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids reading, destruction of Black civilization, you know, and I would come by the club and I sit in on the class and I'm like, man, these kids, but his intellect is amazing. So when you got an intellect like that, it's got to be used for good.
Right.
That's page 81. Those
Page 81. And this is real time for me. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And
And
go ahead. Yes.
Like I just remember, like people always talk about that. Like I remember talking with Corey Monroe, and he's like, I remember we had a Friday night book club, and just because of that, because of you understanding that these texts are being buried, as you say, right? Like you're sharing them, you're talking about them, you're doing Donahue style, conversations.
You remember?
It's just really important, and you're impacting so many people because of it. And then to learn about the Rubicon work that you're doing, Reggie, you were just incredible. I'm so happy you wrote this book.
I want to give you an example of an intellect I've met in my life who didn't progress, and he's brilliant, right? And anybody who's read the book Monster,
right?
Yeah, I happen to know both Sanyika and his brother, younger brother, Little Monster. I don't like calling that street name anymore, but I know him. I actually know him, right? And he's brilliant. He's brilliant, and not only he's brilliant, but he has revolutionary thought. He's brilliant. Not only that, but he has that. But it existed side by side with the infection, right? And so, he could never clean that part of it up. So his brilliance couldn't. I don't know. He ended up dying a horrible death.
Wow.
And just being brilliant, he didn't deal with his demons. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Floyd.
Marcia, could I just kind of speak to Dr. Daniels' brilliance? I mentioned that we had this cultural awareness workshop, and so I was kind of bringing all the guys in. I would bring material in, books in. We would read it, we would discuss it, and so I would bring things in. Reg would take it, and he would read it, and as we start discussing it, and believe it or not, I became the student.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
That's how sharp he is.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I wrote chapter 13. And it's funny, it's number 13, which is transformation. There's a difference between a compliance mentality and when you start to develop your consciousness. Because consciousness is going to hold you when nobody's looking. Compliance you will do just to show people that you're doing the right thing. You in the program, you learn the language. I learned this inside. Brothers would learn the terminology, but it wasn't going inside. It wasn't going nowhere. Their consciousness wasn't awakened. So that these people here that are here on this live, Brother Derrick Smith, Dr. Derrick Smith, Brother Floyd and Najua Daniels, Dr. Joseph Marshall, these are the people that opened the door for me. Okay, when you talk about that door that Monster Cody's brother didn't make it out of, these brothers opened that door. And when I say that, there was a beacon light that says, yeah, you can come out. Okay, and there weren't people coming out in my community. People weren't making the transition. They weren't transforming. They were complying, staying in the cycle, and eventually leading to an early death or prison or jail. So
I'm sure this resonates with Floyd. Thank you for giving us all of that wonderful stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And Floyd, we opened the door for a lot of people.
Absolutely. You did.
Now, Joanna, we opened the door for a lot of people. That's what we are, door openers, right?
Yes.
So, and people have told me my whole life, look, Dr. Marshall, you changed me. No, I ain't changed. You changed yourself.
yourself.
You walk through the door. You ain't the first person to open the door, boy. You walk through the door. So as much as you want to give us we're doing what we supposed to be doing. This is our calling. You walk through the door. You did the work. And if you don't believe it, y'all read the book and see. See about them nights when he's alone and we're not around, and the hard work and the stuff creeps back. Because the streets, they never want to let you go.
Nah.
Oh, hell no. No.
RD gonna always.
No, streets like a bad relationship. They don't want you to go. No, you gonna leave me? Hell? Oh, hell no.
Right.
Lady E, I'm sorry. Did you want to
Oh,
say
no,
something?
I was just going to say, one of the things I wanted to say is, Najua, you got the prettiest mouth. Baby, you are so proud of your big brother. I just need to let you know that is all over your face.
Thank
I just wanted
you.
to make sure you knew that I can see how
Thank
proud you
you.
are of your big brother, okay?
Yes.
And then I'll be back with some other things, I think. Yes, I'll be back. I'm
Thank
just trying to
you.
find that part. I love the way you wrote the book,
Said this to
Dr.
Dr. Smith.
Daniels.
He said something to me. I was in the program and he asked me a question. At the time, Doc, I was very upset. He asked me, do you think that you belong here? That was a transforming question for me, Doc.
Yeah.
Because it made me take ownership of my education.
Yeah.
And I had to decide either I was going to finish this dissertation, get through it, and do what I needed to do, or I was going to keep on complaining and halfway doing it and halfway trying. And this ain't right, Doc, and that ain't right. He's like, man, it ain't going to be right unless you make it right. Thank you for that, Doc. Man, all the difference, brother. Thank you. He didn't lighten up on me is what I'm saying.
Well, that's key, because if you don't think if you I'm here, but I don't know if I really can. I don't know if I really belong. And it's designed to create that doubt in you.
Right.
From AP classes in middle school or high school, right?
Right.
And if you get an instructor that you ain't, you got little doubts about it, it's because of it. And the instructor's like, no, you really don't belong here. Right. So I'm gonna teach the white kids differently. I'm gonna teach you.
Right.
Young people get their messages. Right. So, but when you decide, yeah, I know I do belong here.
I say, hell yeah, I belong here today.
And although it's like you were the first in our house, in our home, to receive a doctorate, to be a doctor. So I remember the transition. I remember when it was like there was this tunnel vision that you took on and nothing mattered. Nothing else mattered except you achieving your doctorate. I remember grandmother, making sure that we kept the plate in the refrigerator for you for those late nights. Like, make sure your brother got some food. Like, I don't know where he's at. And, I didn't know what you were doing all the time, but you would have your books, you'd be in and out, and you'd be traveling, you'd be speaking. But the day that we all got to celebrate, it was as if we all became doctors, because it was just so uplifting for my grandmother, who is not with us. She was able to be there for my uncle, who they were the matriarch and patriarch in their late 90s, but able to see you achieve that. And it meant so much to them, means so much to me. And thank you for leading the way and showing us that, yes, we can prevail.
We can prevail. And Dr. Smith, you were also responsible for that, because I didn't quite have my units together. But I said, my elders is getting up in age. I don't know if they're going to all be able to get together. He said, don't worry about it. I'm going to make sure you walk and you keep your part of the bargain. You do what you're supposed to do, and we're going to pull this thing off. And you did, Doc. You kept your word.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Smith. Make him do it. Because here's the thing. We quick to question whether or not we can do it.
Yes.
And then when you are told, oh yeah, absolutely you can and you will, and I'm going to make sure you do, they don't get that part. They don't hear you say, okay, yeah, I'm watching you. You can do this. We try. But baby, when you stay on them and ask the hard questions, say the tough part, Dr. Floyd, you too. The people who step up and don't let you get away.
Right.
You recognize the brilliance and the genius in this young man. You don't let him get away. The gift that you were given, Dr. Daniels,
Yes.
you can't, for me, I just have to say, for me, I'm a God person.
Yes.
I am. I'm a God person. I'm a praying woman. So I'm going to say it the way it comes out of me. It came up for me. Baby, God gave you that gift. I read the book, every bullet, every Carter, every clown that showed up chased you right back to where you were supposed to be, doing what you were supposed to do. And you could not do it in the way he placed you with the right people so that you could bring the people that need to have and need to know. I won't say it. I won't say what comes to me. But yes, you got the right people to prepare you to take care of and bring up, protect, guide, be the light for people who need it the most. Them God people. And God prepared you for the work. And I love I'll wait till the end. I love,
Let's go. We here.
I love when you said, so that you won't forget, hold on, the part where chapter 22. I cannot explain every one of those moments clearly, and I do not need to. I know what it feels like. Wait a minute, let me get my glasses. To have been, help me, Jesus, to have been preserved more times than logic can fully account for. That does not make me magical. It makes me grateful. All right now. And it makes me careful.
Right.
A man who has been carried through enough darkness should not become arrogant. All right now. About the light.
Right.
Yes. He should become responsible to the light. I'll be back. I got something else.
Come on.
Yes, baby. That's why you can walk in dark places and the
Yes.
light comes on.
And it comes on.
And don't forget, and you've got that in here. This is what the hope. Oh, here it is. This is what the light does. It does not flatter. All right. It clarifies. All right. It shows what belongs, what has to go, what was fear, what was wisdom, what was mask, what was faith. It shows the difference between survival, and life. Preach, boy.
Yes.
Beautiful. I just want to say tonight, I just want to earmark this moment that many brothers don't get to see this level of recognition and awareness in a lifetime, especially from the places that I came from. Things like this get spoken at their funeral. But we are hearing live.
That's true.
And this, I want everybody to look at the folks who are here because this is my village. I did not do this alone. Dr.
said that.
You are my village. Dr. Floyd, you are my village. Najua, you are my village. Brother Dr. Marshall, you are my village. Lady Estelle, you are my village. And you are my village. And my brother over here, Brother Mike, he just left. But all of these folks here are responsible for salvaging my life. And just like our communities are salvageable. I don't care about the condition. Doc would tell me, Doc, so remember, Doc, you took me to the blackboard, Dr. Smith, and you showed me the square. You showed me the square and you put the circles in there. And you said, these are the people. And you said, this brother outside the circle is a genius. The only difference between this circle over here is he's taking the ordinary things that these people are doing and he's doing extraordinary things with them. And you said you got genius in you and you can own it. And you gave me that gift and I never forgot it. Dr. Floyd, brother, I'm calling you Dr. Floyd. You told me, you said, man, I got my degree, but you can go further than me. You held that vision for me because I kept relapsing, man. I came back a few times to the county. And so I just want to say that to people that's still going through the challenge, that you are not the sum amount of what you go through, but you are what you have faith in and what you believe. And it's important to have a village. So thank you for being my village tonight, man, because we prevailed. Prevail is our community.
I tell my students all the time, you are more than your experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I tell
Yeah, and Reggie, I just wanted to say too that well, you know how particular I am, right?
Yes.
You know. Okay.
You don't mess around, man.
Yeah, I
Dr.
mean,
Smith, I can tell. I know how particular you are. I can tell.
you know, I mean, you know, I'm from the town, you know what I mean? I'm Oakland Tech, class of 92, you know, 50% black city, you know what I mean, back then. So, this is the thing though, you had the authentic want to. You understand the desire for you to be who you truly should be was deep inside you. So I want to be very clear for all the listeners too. You wasn't hustling. You understand? Like you was hustling in terms of working, but you wasn't hustling in terms of playing. You wasn't hustling in terms of,
I'm going for that, man.
you know what I mean? And
Right.
so for me, that's one of the key core ethics of who you are, right? Is that there's a genuine aspect of who you want to be. Like you have a desire to be a person that continually and persistently serves your people and serves the community from in whatever way you can. And when it came down to the challenging times, you know, folks talk a lot about, you know, skill and where you come from. But the thing about where you come from is it was a demonstration of how you were able to fight these negative forces, fight the things inside of you, and stay on the path. Even if you took a step back, you still came up to take two steps forward, right? And so there's something in you, and one of my mentors used to say, if there's one thing that can't be taught, it's courage, right? And I used to say, well, you might not be able to teach it, but you can educe it out of a person. You can bring it out of a person. And I think one of the keys to your success is that in my presence, and since I've known you, you've never been ashamed to be a good man. Okay. And when you in this modern era of what a lot of our people have been convinced through billions of dollars of media influence, to think that going the wrong way is the most masculine way, right? Which is actually the most white supremacist way, and they don't actually acknowledge that, right? You were never ashamed of being a good man and pursuing that goodness. And that's why you are where you are, brother. It's not just a degree. It's the way in which you chose to pursue success. And it's what you thought success is. And a lot of cats can hustle, you feel me? And trick and slide their way to a degree. But only the real ones can do it in a way that makes other people genuinely empowered. And you've been able to do that, brother.
Thank
you know, Dr. Smith, you say that so well. You can't hustle goodness.
You can't hustle.
You know,
Right, that's
you
what it is.
you can't hip slick and cool goodness, right? And I'm reminded of the scene in Malcolm X, right, in the movie where Malcolm is he's Satan in prison, right? And Bimby comes to him and he says, man, you talk different. You don't talk to these guards. They don't intimidate you, man. Your language is different. It's what's your hustle? It's ain't no hustle, man. And it's hard for us who are raised with a get over, hip slick and cool mentality And even when we're taught differently, the neighborhood teaches us something different. Our partners teaches us something different. You know, we so busy trying to figure it out, and see, the thing is with Reg and so many brothers, I'm gonna say, it ain't really them. The one thing I knew when I started the club, y'all, this ain't really you.
Right.
You faking it. You know, you faking this. You're trying to be somebody that you're not. You know, and one good thing about being a teacher and you have young people, you get them. I love teaching the Betrayal Hill, teaching the being a James Lick, being an Aptus, and I get these brothers. You know, I say, you know, I knew your real name. You know, I knew your name. You get the reticence in their name. You know, and when you get these moments where you could see their brilliance, right? And so when you see them later, I saw them out there on the grind dealing drugs. Man, that ain't really you.
Right.
That's not you. And I knew that wasn't them. So Reggie said, well, you know, Doc, you was in there with all these killers. And he's right. If I start naming names of people who was in the Floyd, you know, and a lot of brothers is dead and gone.
Right.
I never saw them like that. I saw them, you are a creation of society. You're a creation. And you don't know that, but I know that. So you wasn't scared coming in there? No, Coach Wilbur Jiggets, God rest his soul, always says, I'm not, how do you put it? I'm not afraid of my children. That's what he said. I'm not afraid of my children. I'm not going to be afraid of my children. And so it was, you know, I said that to him the other day, Red, you were a creation, man. I knew you, the hood had created you. But that ain't really you. Right. Now, if you believe that's you, you can believe that's you. But Floyd and I know that. Floyd, I know, you know, we know that. And I gotta say, I'm gonna give you this real cute story about. I took Reg, and you've heard this before. I took him to Los Angeles, right, to go speak with me, and he went to we went to my brother's school, Bourbon Day High School, and he was and it's funny because this is when Reg got. You know, he ain't fully out. Like he probably more in than out. You know, got maybe nine. How many toes we got? You got 9 toes in and 1 out of 8 and 2, whatever ratio we got. So I take him, and I remember that day, and I'm used to Reggie running the classes, and I remember in front of those young people, you really didn't know what to say. Right. You know, he was like, No, because now you got these kids in front of them. They want a message, want to say, and I said, okay, well, but it was fine. You know, he didn't do nothing crazy when he was in LA. But I remember my father went to my house, you know, met my mom and my brothers and sisters, and he says, Junior, he's such a nice young man. He said, he just said it. He said, and he was right. He was. But you know, something about old black man that can just see through, and black man can see through everybody. They know.
Ain't no slicking them, Dr. Smith.
You're like Coach. You couldn't fool Coach with nothing. Now, Coach must have had X-ray vision or something like that. Look through a brother. He said, and you know, I'll never forget that. And he said, man, my father to this day is looking down from you on high and say, I told you. That's the real thing. And so, yeah, that's the way we really are. We just have to be brought to that or not allowed to become that in the first place. That is difficult to do because, I mean, everything says that, you know, being good, you weak. Being good, you a punk. Being good, you a sucker. You a good, and you get that so early, man. And to learn, there's nothing wrong with being good. Nothing wrong with being good. Because that means you're running away from your essence. Right. And I will say this, you know, this might be controversial. African people are good people. Right? We have been poisoned by the world, right? You know, and that's what going back and studying and all that, you find that, oh man, we was cool. We were cool. Right. But then you try to become somebody that you're not. It ain't gonna work. So there's a lot in this whole thing, your journey, and what's great to you is that, and I gotta say, Lady E read this. We know he can speak, but the way he wrote this book. Now I told him when I read the book, it must be, you know, he got paragraphs. The whole book is a paragraph. every 5 lines. Look, everything is indented. Now you talk about unique. Is that unique? I'm sorry, I got to get. All right, look at this page 29. You got a. How did you come up with that?
I let the spirit move me because it's like every challenge was a chapter down there. So every line was in their chapter for me. And I figured, well, I'll let the editors correct it later. You know what I mean?
But you know what I like about that, Dr. Marshall, is that it's not like any average book. You know, the average book has the indentation, is perfect, and it's almost like the compliance and conscious. You're so used to that structure that sometimes you'll just, you know how your mind and your thoughts are like separate. You'll read and actually not be reading and maybe forget or not really take a hold. But the way that he wrote it, you have to stay focused. You don't miss a beat unless you put it down. So I love that part about it.
What it says to me is every line is important.
Yes. Yes.
Line is important. It's so important. I'm starting a whole new paragraph. You know, it's one line. And it was just amazing when I read it. I was like,
Brother Floyd, I really call you one of the parents of my consciousness because my life was a mess, man. I came in the county, you probably don't remember, but it was 91, my first case, when you put me before the sheriff's department and you said, I want this brother here to be earmarked for us for at the time they were doing internships and they had grants. And you selected me as one of the people who was optimal for one of those grants. And that started my next 15-year career with Community Works and with RSVP. But that started through you, Brother Floyd. But I just want to ask you a question. From 91 to 95 and 96, when I really made my change, you seen me coming to jail various times. Like they say, toe up. But man, never once did you look at me different, man. Never once did I feel that I wasn't the actual manifestation of that dream you kept. That's why I call you my surrogate, because I would look in your eyes, because I would see people change. Like, oh, you're not the brother I thought you was. But man, Floyd, you never changed, man. What was that about, man?
Well, I think it's because I saw you. And I saw you as not what you were doing. I saw you as the spirit that you are, and I knew what you had inside of you. I knew it. And I knew that change is a process. And I tell all the people that I work with, change is a process. Sometimes we hit walls, sometimes we fall. You got to get up. So when I saw you coming back in, okay, it's a process. Let's go and talk. Let's talk about what happened, so you put things in perspective. But I knew you had it in you, brother. I knew you had it in you. So I was never going to give up on you. No.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you for not giving up.
The only thing that happens is that you gave up on yourself.
Of myself. That's
Can I just say this one thing? Brother Floyd, Dr. Floyd, Brother Floyd.
Yes.
You saw him.
Yes.
Dr. Daniels.
Yes.
Listen to me good.
Okay.
He saw you. For everybody that's hearing my voice, when somebody sees you, that means something. That means something. Therein was the first gift. Somebody who saw you.
Yes.
And I need you to really take
that in. Yes.
Yes. You know that girl that you saw, you saw her.
Right.
You saw her. And so then you want to look a little bit more. You see.
Right.
And then for those of you who were not seen. They looked right at you. They were talking to you, but they didn't see you. They weren't paying you a bit more attention than the man in the moon. But he saw you. That was God. And he could not see you after that.
Well said.
And after a while, you could not be seen.
Right.
That's right. No matter what you did or how you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you were visible.
Be right. Then he handed me off to you.
But we'll get into that.
Okay.
That means something.
Oh man, yeah.
Wow.
It's a wow. There's so much. I just want to tell you, listen, get the book, people. How can people get the book, Reg?
They get the book. I always got the book on me. If you don't find me, it's on Amazon.
Yeah, tell
the
people watching this. How can they get it?
Yeah, so you can go on Amazon. There's a book, and Najua tell you there's a workbook too. Because so when I wrote Prevail, what I did was took the prompts out of each chapter that led me to write the chapter, and I put those prompts into a workbook to help you tell your story if you're going through, or even if you're not going through, but you want to identify, like you said, that self, that part of me, that Floyd scene that no one else was actually seeing in my life before Dr. Marshall and Dr. Smith. Before I got to them, I started with Brother Floyd, and he was there. He was a coal miner. He was in there, man, in that dark place, man, mining out brothers who wanted to do something different to prevent.
Panning for gold.
Yeah, he was panning for gold.
Yeah.
He's in the book. I was like, oh, I know him. That's chapter 11.
Right, that's Brother Floyd.
And Floyd runs his own. He runs his own program,
the mentoring.
Men's mentoring.
Yeah, Floyd,
movement,
tell
right?
us about.
Yeah.
Yes, the mentoring men's movement.
Mentoring
And we work with the incarcerated and the previously incarcerated and people who just want to change their lives. It's a nonprofit. We started while we were in the county, working in the county jails, and I retired, and we just continued to do the work.
And it's powerful too, brother.
Yeah.
And let me just say to you, Floyd, as one who has longevity in what we do, you have longevity in what you do. I mean, a lot of people, I felt like some people take the training and they're gonna work with people, and I moved on to something else. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but you have been in the work forever, and thank you for that.
It's my passion. Thank you.
It was not a passing thing for you. So there's no way we can. So let's wrap this up tonight, and then Lady E's got something because he's coming back again.
Oh, good.
We gotta come back in. No, because see, this is prevention, this is intervention, and this is rehabilitation. It's all in one book. Right? This is healing. You don't want to get, this tells you, you don't want to get caught up. Read, run. Let's figure it out. And if you get caught up, he'll take you down if you want to get out. So it's all in here. But we're going to wrap this up with something I don't think is, and if this has happened to somebody else, and here, but I know remember this one?
Yeah.
The Executive Department, State of California, Dr. Daniels' pardon. Dr. Daniels' pardon. All right. So I remember when you sent me this and said the governor is going to pardon me. Right? I mean, my name is up for pardon. I said, really? I'm saying that's like a once in a million. That's like trying to get the 8-ball in, an impossible shot, right? Only word. And here it is. There. What was that like for you to be number one? And how did you find out about this? How did this is like wiping everything clean and then moving you to this whole, I'm looking at it. Pardon, Reginold Daniels. How many people? Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know nobody in my community who ever received and this pardon is unique because I had 5 felonies, so it required not only governor's signature, but it required the approval of 4 out of 7 Supreme Court, California Supreme Court justices. So the governor earmarked me, and then he sent it to the California Supreme Court. It had to sit under four approvals of the Supreme Court justices, and then back to Governor Gavin Newsom, who then signed it.
I mean, this is one of the things you frame, and And it's there's Governor, there's Gavin's signature right there. Did you think you would get it?
No, never thought I'd get that. I mean, I did have this kind of undying hope because I had to keep. It took me 15 years, so I had to keep pushing. And people would discourage, they would disparage. People would say, "Man, why are you doing that? You'll never get it. Why what do you intend to do with it? It's not gonna make you get your gun." He gave me a full unconditional pardon.
Hey, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Period.
That's old Omega. That's old. We said that chant when we started the club.
I got it.
Oh, it stuck with me.
That's what 38 years ago. What did you like when you got this?
That's when I knew that I had to write the book because I felt like that was a win for the community, not just for me. And we needed that hope, man, because our community has taken so many setbacks, so many hits, so many losses. We needed a win. We needed something we could say we prevailed, and I wanted people to know that no matter how far on the other side you go, as long as there's life in your body, you can get back. And so it was unbelievable, Doc.
They can't take it away. They can't take it back. It's got the seal on it. Bam. And that's only that is perfect. Yeah. That's perfect to launching. And I didn't know that was. Then I gotta write the book. Yeah. I gotta write the book. I know what it feels like to write a book, brother. Oh man. When I wrote my book, I was like, I gotta write a book. But I was inspired to write a book because of the autobiography.
Right.
And let me just I just gotta say, Floyd, and you've seen this, that book is still the #1 book in my life. The autobiography of Malcolm X.
Wow.
And if I could just get everybody to read that book, and I know what it's done for me. And in fact, I wouldn't be no Omega Boys Club, no Live and Free, no Street Soldiers on the radio, none of that, if it wasn't for reading that book. Because what Malcolm did through his life, and is that he explained why my hood was the way it was.
Right.
Why what was going on. Why there was this. I mean, I'm a South Central kid. Why? Was it always like this? How to get to be like this? Because, why do brothers hate each other? Why do brothers beating up on each other? Why, man, I needed that. And once I got the explanation, it was like, oh, okay. I see how this is all a setup. And that book has, every brother I meet coming out of Quentin, anybody that gets this, the first sort of consciousness for everybody. I don't know, Floyd, have you seen that with that book? That's the #1 book I give to people. Even now I give it to young people and they be like, man, I had no idea. And when you don't know, that's why this, and then his book, and it leads you to what came before. Because I knew nothing about Black history. None. I knew nothing about history in this country, and certainly I knew no history about, and like so when you write a book in that spirit, you just, you just carrying it on, and Prevail is in that spirit, brother. It's in that spirit. It's in the spirit.
When I picked it up, I was reading it everywhere. I was on the BART train. I was waiting in like a thing, and I was like trying to finish the chapter before they called me. I could not, once I started, it was so deep but so beautiful, and I just I celebrate you, and I'm so happy you wrote it. I'm just
Thank you.
And I'll just keep saying it, and I tell everybody about it. So everyone's writing books, but I read this one.
but the book is a springboard. We got a lot more work to do. We got a whole community to save.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't it fun?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
Nothing I'd rather be doing.
It's joy. It's joy. It is joy, loving and saving your people. And anybody else that want to join the damn train, come on, we can save you too. I know you don't think
so. It still says God's work.
Hey,
God's work. God's work.
All right, we're at the end. Anybody want to say anything? And Lady E always wraps us up, and you know how she is. She is the one and only.
You know how she is.
I mean, ladies, still, I just want to take this opportunity because I don't know if I'll ever get it like this in this time. But I want to say to Dr. Smith, thank you for being here. What you watered into me, it didn't go astray, brother. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Man, Dr. Smith kept his phone open. He wasn't like a regular chair of my dissertation committee. This brother had his phone on day and night. He went through my tears with me.
It ain't a job for him. It ain't a job. Hey, people we have, they just doing it for the money. No, you can't. You ain't effective. This ain't a money thing.
Right. Brother Floyd. So I love you for that, Doc. Thank you for your time, Brother Floyd. You came to my first sermon, man. You brought your daughter.
Right. That's right.
You know what I mean? That breaks all the rules of what they call professionalism. Man, you became family. You brought me in your home, man. I met your wife, man. I love you, brother. And I thank you, man, for being here, man. It means so much to me. It's powerful. And Naj, you've been there from the beginning. That's like my daughter, but you know.
I'm like, don't say too much. I love you.
You know, now she does the union stuff now, and she's a fighter. She fights for people who are marginalized communities and people who are less fortunate. It's SEIU 20. I don't want to get it wrong. Is that right, Naj?
Yeah, SEIU 1021.
Yeah. So she does that work in the city, and she's standing against the capitalists here who are trying to continue to gentrify. And so I thank you for doing that work, Naj. And this is one of the well, let me say this, Dr. Marshall, we wouldn't be here if you didn't create this village. Thank you, man, for coming out, for seeing the need, first of all, in school and going beyond what other teachers saw and didn't choose. Man, you stepped out of the school. You said, and we need to do more after school. And man, you didn't give up. And because of it, it's over 300. You like Harriet Tubman, brother. Thank you for that work, man.
I couldn't deny the calling, brother. When you deny the calling, you're in trouble.
Love you for that.
And I ain't messing with you, Craig. I ain't messing with my grandmother. Never like, no, don't mess with grandma. My boy, you a teacher. You gonna be a teacher.
Right.
I know you think you're gonna be this, you'll be a lawyer. Like your daddy said. No, man, it's joy. It's all joy. It's fun. That's what I get. It's happiness, right? Ain't no funerals. Ain't none of that stuff that ain't nobody in jail.
It's free, yeah.
This is where we're supposed to be, right? And we continue, and the struggle continues.
Right.
And we got a lot on the plate right now because they're trying to roll it back to 1860. Damn, they're trying to go back to 1860. But we ain't
gonna have that.
As we say, now we'll keep this from the block. We ain't going out like that.
That's right.
Love all you, Lady Estelle and Ann.
Oh, Ann.
And you're amazing.
Ann. Look, yes, Ann.
And Lady Estelle, you just everybody's mother. You that universal spiritual mom. Yeah. You bring that nurturing piece that only you can bring. You hold true to the spirit and the faith of man, you the epitome of Christianity. I mean, I've seen a lot of supposed to be Christians, but
that's true.
You really practice it,
and
I love you for that.
That's true. And we forgot to tell about you, a deacon.
I think the ministry Floyd was there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a deacon. What are you at Allen Temple?
So I was at missionary church, and I received my calling. So I started preaching.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm still doing the ministry.
Right. That's in your work. That you can't help that.
I can't do nothing about that.
That's gonna show up whether you don't even have to try.
Right. Naj, you already know you my heart, so I have to say less. But thank you for being a shining example of Prevail.
So cute. Look at
she's like a little girl, huh? Just spirit over you. It just got that glow. So Doc, go ahead.
Well, before ladies, let's say this. Okay. Now we have to take care of each other. You know that we have to look out for each other,
right?
Because they history will tell you they gonna come at one point, you know, and make up something, do something, so and then when we straying, then we got to pull each other back.
Right.
Yes, they call it, good advice, bad example cause confusion. Right. Yeah, we know that. So but okay, Lady E, I gotta stop. It's all you.
Your book is more than a story of or snippets of your journey. Your book is inspiration. It is instruction. It is strategies. It is tools. It is empowering. It is that code for living and getting up and continue to move. Your book is like a lifeline for those who read it. In the words of Dr. Daniels, and through it all, and through all of it, something kept saying yes. Yes to life. Yes to truth. Yes to another chance. Yes to becoming. So I want to close with not with certainty and not with perfection, but with that is a key that opens the doors to all the blessings. Gratitude. Gratitude for every hand that helped me, every truth that interrupted me, every room that made space for me, every ancestor who walked with me, every teacher who sharpened me, every wound that forced me to dig deeper, and every glimpse of light that kept me from darkness home. I was carried. I was corrected. I was called back. And after all the fighting, all the falling, all the dungeons crossed over and doors opened, this is what I know. The light was there. The whole time, waiting for me to learn how to stand in it. The light is nothing but the light of God.
Right.
Now, what's my last line? What am I supposed to say, Dr. Marshall? Because right now it's like, it hit me right here. And this is Lady Estelle saying, consider this. Woo.
Yes.
That's yes.
That's beautiful, beautiful.
Y'all be feeling pretty good, bro.
I feel good.
And
You feel good.
sometimes
Look,
you
I got
can't get to the
baptized.
light until you get through going through the darkness. And baby, you've been through the darkness.
Yes.
And if you go through another one, it's to bring them out.
That's right.
Into the light. Yeah, I know. Huh? Come on now. All right. I know it's late. Okay.
All right.
Let me tell you, this book is so good that he is tickled at the words that he wrote.
Right. That's right.
They didn't come from him. They came through him.
That's right.
Don't forget, you the vessel.
Yes.
The vessel. That's it. The vessel.
All
And
right
you're
now.
open for that. Okay. All right.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Thank you.
being here to celebrate Dr. Daniels, the book Prevail. There will be a lot more. We're going to do it again. And let's say goodnight and get up and save somebody's life.
Yeah, let's
Right.
do some
All right,
God.
guys.
Yeah, thank you all for
Thank
coming
you.
out.
Love you, Doc.
Okay.
Boy,
All right. Thank
Good
you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.